Alright, today we're working on my 07 Mustang GT. Changed out the differential fluid. So once you jack the car up evenly on all sides, when it comes to the rear of the car, you can see the bolts for the differential right here. See the exhaust pipe that leads to the muffler, and the fill hole is right here. So what you want to do is crack the fill hole first, just to make sure you can fill it up once you empty it out. And once you crack the fill hole, you know you can go ahead and drain the fluid by taking these bolts out. Once you drop these bolts, of course the fluid will leak. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and crack this ball here. Let's see what we got here. Okay, there it was. You see it spun. So now we know we're safe to go ahead and remove these bolts and drain it out. Here's the RTV that I'm using. It's a gear oil gasket maker, specifically for differentials and transfer cases. And the instructions say to clean the surface, of course, apply the silicone around all the bolt holes and around the whole surface. Finger tighten down the bolts. You allow 1 hour to settle, and then you torque it down to specs. And it also wants you to wait 24 hours before you refill it. All right, so these bolts are 13 millimeter. So then loosen all these up. So I went with the OEM gear oil. I bought this from a seller on Amazon. 3 bottles along with the Motorcraft additive friction modifier. Pour this in first, and then you go ahead and put in your gear oil. Go ahead and loosen up these 13 millimeter bolts around the case here. There we go. I don't see no shavings. That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up. Wipe it down, scrape it down. Go also clean this surface off, and I'll be back. All right, guys, so I went ahead and got the surface cleaned up. I used a razor blade and some really light grit sandpaper to get the surface, you know, as smooth as possible. It wasn't perfect, but it was smooth enough to where I shouldn't have any leaks. I applied the gasket maker. That was kind of messy, so I couldn't really record that part. But you just apply the gasket maker the best you can. Just make sure that you're getting it like around the bolt holes and around the whole surface of the plate here. So as you can see, it kind of oozes out the side, which is what you want to see. Essentially, it's a real pain trying to get it through this concoction here, but it's possible. Just gotta do it. To be honest, it's some bullshit. As you can see, I got some gasket maker here and there, and I probably got a little bit on the gear too on inside the differential. But I mean, to be honest, man, it's gonna have to stay that way. You know, I'm not gonna take it off and try and wipe it off, because that's just gonna create more mess. I've already hand tightened these. You know, I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour. I'm gonna come out here and retorque them down to spec. And once I torque them down, I'll wait an additional few hours before I refill it with fluid, because I don't want it to leak out. All right, so it's been exactly an hour and 1 minute. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten these down. All right, so I waited 24 hours for the gasket maker to cure. So now I'm gonna go ahead and refill it back with the fluid. first I'm gonna fill it with this friction modifier. Once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and start filling it up with the fluid. This is Motorcraft 75 weight 140 synthetic gear oil. I'm gonna be using this transfer pump in order to get it into the fill hole. Alright guys, so I have poured about 2 3/4 worth of fluid into the diff before it started leaking out from the fill hole. So as you can see, I'm just wiping it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall that fill plug, crank the car up, shift through the gears, drive around the neighborhood, all that stuff, just to make sure everything feels good. But yeah guys, the only thing about this install is having to wait for the gasket maker to cure. I know a lot of people really don't wait that long, but I decided I was gonna wait. But that's pretty much it guys. The video is concluded. Just reinstall your fill plug and take it for a spin, see how it goes. But until next time guys, Still Car Repair, Still Car Garage. Peace.